So now we'll be continuing the cell interaction with the further slides. Moving on to the next slide, here we'll be studying about cell to matrix interaction. Cell to matrix interaction, there are certain other proteins which are involved in this type of interaction. This type of interaction can be seen in many of the animal cells where the cells are attached to the matrix or embedded in the matrix where they form a stable structure. And then why is it necessary? Have you ever thought that why is it necessary for the cell to interact with the matrix? What is the role of this interaction? Here we'll know why is it necessary. They provide, if they interact with each other, they provide a structural support for the cells as well as the tissues. They regulate the cell behavior. The behavior of the cell will be regulated or they'll be maintained. And they play a crucial means they play a very important role in maintaining the function of the tissues. And they determine the shape of the cell should be like this only. It should not change. Like for example, the shape of any of the cell you take, it should be of a particular shape. If the shape changes, then it might lead to a cancer. So, in order to maintain the shape of the organs or the tissue, the cell to matrix interaction is necessary. Joining of cytoskeleton filaments. Cytoskeleton filaments are present inside the cell. So, the cytoskeleton filaments and joining property is being joining of the cytoskeleton filaments from between the two cells or from the cells to the matrix is also done by the cell to matrix interaction, and also cell to cell interaction and communication. The communication between the two cells play a very important role, which can also be done by the cell to matrix interaction. They provide a mechanical property to the matrix. Moving on to the classes, there are three classes of proteins that we'll be studying which are involved in cell matrix interaction. That is structural proteins. These structural proteins provide structure as well as strength and flexibility to the matrix. The two structural proteins which we are studying today is elastin and collagen. And the next class of protein is matrix polysaccharide, which we all know that polysaccharide means it's a carbohydrate. This forms a jelly-like matrix where the structural proteins get embedded or they are folded by the matrix polysaccharide. And the example which we are studying here is a proteoglycan. Matrix adhesion protein is another type or another class of proteins that are involved in cell matrix interaction. They form a link between the matrix and the cell as well as the cell and the cell. Example for this is a fibronectin and lamanin. Other the detailed study of these type of proteins are seen in the next slides. So these are the classes of the proteins that are involved in the cell matrix interaction.